Now in the book, we skipped over the chant because we're not into that, okay? We just follow the Most High. But at the end of their chant that they do to their God, the name at the end of the chant is Jehovah, right there with my finger. You see that? The name at the end of the chant is Jehovah, which is synonymous to the tetragrammaton YHWH. Okay? Now I want to make this clear before we continue. Okay? At one point, when I first found out that I was a Hebrew Israelite, I was under a group or some teachers that taught us that Yahweh or Yahweh was the name of the Most High. All right? Of course, I called on it. You know, I found out that we're the chosen people. I found out that, you know, we're the people of the book. All this information they had, there was no way for me to know that they would lie to me about the name of the Most High. So in respect to my teachers, the same teachers that gave me certain information, I respected them enough to say, okay, if that's the name of God, I don't know Hebrew, I'll say it. But that was in my ignorance. Okay, I didn't research where my teachers got that name from. I didn't do it. I did not research it at all. I just received it because it was more than I was getting in the Christian church. But when you come down to it, it's all the same gods. You go out of the Christian church to call on a higher deity on the left-hand side. Okay, Satan's vices, man, his devices are manifold. You would jump out of the pot into the frying pan. So I wasn't exempt. At one point, I called on those names until the Most High started revealing understanding through baptism, praying, coming to the Most High, and eventually He revealed the information. Okay, and it was up to us to stand with what we knew was right, and to eventually give it to the people before the deliverance. I wanted to say that. Now let's get back into it. Also in the book Codex Magica, we ran into another book. Get it out of there for me if you don't mind. I think it's right here, right? We ran into a book in Codex Magica, which is called The Witch's Guide. Okay? In this book, it shows us who is the highest god worshipped in witchcraft. It so happened that while a brother was here in Philadelphia, a brother from Baltimore, he went downtown because he noticed this book was in Codex Magica, and he seen this book for almost pennies in a stack of books. He found it by mistake. He recognized it because it was a book that was highlighted or promoted in Codex Magica. So in this book, it gives us the name of the witch's god. You wouldn't take a wild guess and figure out what name the witches are worshiping. Take a guess. What's the page number on that? Okay. Thank you. All right. I need you to read Yahweh here for me. What does it say? Under Yahweh, which is the tetragrammaton. And what is Yahweh doing in the witch's god? Read that for me here. Muhammad regarded.
Yahweh, Muhammad regarded the Jewish and Christian God as being Allah's will.
As being what?
As being, Muhammad regarded the Jewish and Christian God as being Allah.
As being Allah. So, Yahweh and Allah is interchangeable. They're the same deities. That's the reason the Jewish people and the Arabs are fighting for the same territory and worshiping at the same wall. Okay? They're dealing with the same God. Because Satan has set up his temple over in Israel. When our temple was sacked in 70 AD, that's where Satan had been ruling from. Okay? So whoever controlled that area gets direct access to the fallen one. It says right here that it's interchangeable. Yahweh. Yahweh, Muhammad regarded the Jewish Christian God as being Allah. See that? Now this book, this is the book for witches. Brothers and sisters, you have to wake up. The Most High gave us His name. We really have to wake up. Now, after we do this, we can throw this stuff away. To tell you the truth, it does us no good. We went into it because we know that the Most High say that the people that are ruling are the synagogue of Satan. They're sorcerers. They're Kabbalists. So we had to go into this information to show you who God you're really following. And it won't be the first time, Israel. We fell to these gods in the Old Testament. Let me get this here. Page 125. Read this for me real quick, brother. In this book, mind you, there's a chapter on Zeus, which is one of the Greek gods, the highest Greek god, Greeks and the Romans, right? Now, let me just show you a few pictures in here. Just so, I'm sure you don't want, it goes into Easter everything, like the real spirit, the witches being on that day, on Easter. It goes into what they really be doing on so-called Christmas. And see, this is the, see these people sitting around here butt naked in a circle. These are witches and warlocks. These are witches and warlocks here. Okay? And these witches and warlocks be dealing with this right here, the horned one. And it looks like a woman to you, don't it? No, that's a man. That's the spirit of the fallen one. That's the spirit of the fallen one. Okay? As you can see here, what do it say here about Athens' part when it breaks down Zeus? Read what does it say.
And goddesses, if you please, we've been declared redundant wherever Yahweh's in charge. What? But Yahweh has a wife himself.
Yahweh have a wife himself. Read.
What's happened to Ashtoreth?
So Ashtoreth is Yahweh's wife in mythology. Read. Which we know is Nimrod and Semiramis. Read.
What's happened to Ashtoreth? Divorce and oblivion. To be fair, I think it's the priesthood to blame more than Yahweh himself, you see.
See? It tell you that Yahweh is married to Ashtoreth. Right here. Make sure I have my finger on it. Ashtoreth is the same goddess that our people were worshiping in the Old Testament in the book of Judges before they fell. Yahweh and Baal is interchangeable.